Do you ever think about other places on the planet? Places that are truly wild, that are relatively unchanged by man's existence. Are there any such places left? And do you think about seeing them? Antarctica, the last wilderness on Earth. The frozen continent has sparked the imagination of men for over 200 years. Cook, Scott, Amundsen, and Shackleton are but a few of the great polar explorers drawn to Antarctica. Shackleton wrote, "We had seen God and all of his splendors. We had heard the texts that nature renders. We had reached the naked soul of man." At one time, the Southern Ocean was literally teeming with whales. Millions of whales. Then came commercial whaling. Fin whale populations, once numbered around 700,000, are now less than 100,000. Despite a moratorium by the International Whaling Commission, each year over 1,000 whales are still being hunted for commercial purposes. Industrial chemicals and climate change also pose a grave threat to their future. By the time whaling was banned in the 60s, 350,000 blue whales had been killed, leaving less than 1% of the population of the largest creature that ever lived on Earth. Through recovering, the number of whales in Antarctica today is less than 10% of its number. The southern Arctic fur seal was nearly wiped out by men in the mid-1800s when it was hunted near to extinction. The island of South Georgia became a haven for the animal, whose numbers have now climbed back into the millions. They exist side by side with the southern elephant seal in an environment that is littered with reminders of man's intrusion. Millions of elephant seals were also butchered for their blubber. The Southern Ocean is home to millions of seabirds. The wandering albatross has the largest wingspan of any bird at nearly 12 feet. This most stately of seabirds can live up to 60 years. Long-line fishing and man's insatiable appetite are the cause of its demise. Its numbers are dwindling rapidly. Its future is questionable. 100,000 albatrosses die each year. Penguins are the faces of Antarctica. Penguin populations depend on fertile, cold seas. The Adelie penguin has been deemed an indicator species. In recent years, global warming and the melting ice have forced colonies to move south as their numbers decrease. All species depend on krill, a tiny shrimp-like creature. Krill develop best under thick seasonal ice. Thinner, less extensive ice reduces the numbers and size of this essential Antarctic staple. Eaten by fish, squid, penguins, and seals, the entire food chain depends on it. It's not a theory. Global warming is real and it's happening at a frightening rate. Polar ice is reflective. 90% of sunlight that strikes it bounces back into space. But ocean water absorbs 90% of the sun's energy, warming itself as it does. Every mile of ice that disappears accelerates the pace of global warming. Will this frozen land endure? Will we endure to save it? Can we rise to the challenge of saving Antarctica? Reach into your own naked soul and try.